I'm just going to do a quick little hello. It's just, this is seriously, I feel like a kid at Disneyland. This is like a dream come true to have Karin Carr with us. A lot of you know her, many of you do not. I am telling you right now, we have a celebrity with us today. She is like all things YouTube, nationally known and recognized guru. I am just like so excited. I have not been able to sleep for like a week, knowing that this is coming. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Ashley. I am one of the business development officers for Alamo Title. And my like passion in life is to help all of you make money. I love strategy. I love bringing ideas and solutions to you that I know are going to make a difference in your business, which means helping you make money. What does that typically look like? Selling houses, getting more people into your pipeline so that you can sell houses. And Karin has mastered using YouTube to do everything that I just shared. So I also want to give a special shout out to Shalina, who is an agent at Keller Williams Plano. Because of her and a strategy meeting that we were having together, she brought up Karin, and I immediately got on YouTube. I think I watched like every video Karin made, and I subscribed, and I've been following her since then. And so when this opportunity came about to have a visit with Karin, and she was just so gracious to say, well, hey, why don't we get some of your agents together? I was like, oh my gosh, yes, 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 and yes. And how many times would you be willing to do this? So I'm thrilled. I can't wait for you to learn from her. And I just want to thank all of you again for sharing your time with us. We really appreciate it. So with that, I'm going to kick it over to Karin, and thank you so much for being here.
Well, thank you for asking. It was really exciting when I saw your text and you said, would you consider doing this? And I just want to give a shout out to you.
Isn't it the one from LinkedIn?
Oh,
do me a favor. Everybody mute yourself right now.
His name is Casey.
Everybody mute.
I don't know how to pronounce his first real name.
And Ashley, since you're the host, you can say.
You can go in and mute them all, Ashley. If you're the host, but when you mute all, you'll have to unmute Karin because you will mute her as well.
That's okay.
But
I can unmute myself. I'm good.
Okay, shoot.
Yeah.
I don't know where to do that. Oh, boy.
Honestly, I don't remember where to do it because I'm not the host. But
it's manage participants on the right side. Go to the very top. There's an arrow.
Cool. Thank you. It just helps if we don't hear, noise in the background and stuff like that. So in any case, I wanted to give a shout out to Ashley because it's really cool that she is actively trying to bring content to these agents that want to learn how to do this stuff. And, I now live in an attorney state. We don't have title companies here, but when I was in California, my title reps would come to the office and give me a note or a desk blotter or a calendar, which is all great. We love the free stuff, but to get training that will help me get new business for free is, in my opinion, a bazillion times more valuable. So Ashley, thank you very much. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen.
Dial this number.
And let me go to present mode so we can make it as large as humanly possible. So ain't nobody got to go get their reading glasses on.
Above, the person did not answer if the voice.
Whoever is talking, we hear you. Mute yourself.
So
it's Irma. Irma, mute yourself.
Yeah, find Irma and just mute her.
I'm trying to find her.
You guys can find Irma and mute her.
Well.
Oh, goodness.
Ashley, she should be at the top of your managed participants.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
So here we go. My name is Karin Carr. I am an actively working real estate agent. I wrote a book called YouTube for Real Estate Agents, Learn How to Get Free Real Estate Leads and Never Cold Call Again, which I thought, like, 10 people would buy it. And now we're at almost 4,000 copies, which surprises the heck out of me. If you want to get it on Amazon, it's 99 cents for the Kindle version. I am not getting rich over this, but I am trying to share the love that YouTube is the best lead generation strategy that nobody is using. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. Whoops, I went too fast. My bad. So we're going to talk about today how you can make videos that are more than just branding, more than top of mind awareness. They actually bring you new clients. We'll talk about the counterintuitive way to stop selling in your videos. And by doing that, you start selling like crazy. And the 5 biggest mistakes that most agents are making when it comes to video marketing. So secret number 1, the trick to making videos quickly, easily, and inexpensively, how to attract leads like a magnet, and knowing which videos will get views before you ever even press the record button. Because if we're going to take the time to make the video, we want them to get watched. So do any of these things sound familiar? Do you like talking to people, but maybe you hate cold calling? That was me. I'm with KW. I've taken Ignite. I've taken Bold. The thought of calling FSBOs and expireds for 2 hours a day makes me want to poke my eyeballs out with a fork. That's just not how I want to generate business. Or maybe you want more business, but you're not willing to trade time for dollars. So you don't want to work 12-hour days in order to increase your production. Maybe you're just super worried right now, as we all are, about how we're going to keep our business afloat if we're not really supposed to be leaving our house for months at a time. Are you putting videos out on social media? Maybe they're getting lots of views, lots of likes, but nobody's calling to actually hire you for your services. Do you feel like the only way to get motivated leads is to buy them? And I know plenty of agents that are spending $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month and more buying Zillow leads. And holy cow, that's a whole lot of money to be spending buying leads. Well, the problem as I see it is that you're trying to get business in a way that doesn't really mesh with your values and your personality. So you do it because you know that it's effective, but you don't like it. So you start to hate it, you start to resent it, you get all burned out, and then you just stop doing it. So I can't tell you how many different lead gen tactics I've tried in my career. I'm going on 15 years now, where I know that it's effective, so I do it, but God, I hate every freaking minute of it. And so eventually you just stop doing it, right? So why should you listen to anything that I have to say on this topic? Well, like I said, I got licensed in 2005. I was in Northern California. We decided to relocate cross country because this is where my parents live. And we were just, we felt bad that the grandparents were only seeing their grandkids once or twice a year. So we decided to relocate to South Carolina. I had to start over in a new market. I'd been a fairly big REO listing agent back in my market during the housing crash. And so I had tons of name recognition. Like people said, oh, I see your signs everywhere. And when I moved, I went from being a big fish in a small pond to being nobody. Nobody knew my name, no name recognition, no signs in the dirt, no clients, nothing. And so I started figuring out, like, what can I do to generate business? And you name it, I've tried it. Circle prospecting, farming, asking for referrals from everybody I knew, handing out 100 business cards a week, doing newsletters and Google ads and Facebook ads and Craigslist postings and open houses and all of the things. And then after we'd only been there for a year, my husband came home and said, guess what? I'm being transferred to Atlanta. So we got to move again. So what changed? Well, I discovered YouTube. When we moved again, I thought, all right, what can I do to put myself out there without spending a boatload of money every month? Because right now, even my monthly agent bill was $300 and something bucks. And that was before spending any money to promote myself. So we moved from Atlanta to Savannah in June of 2017. And at that point I said, okay, what if I just made one video a week on YouTube? What would happen? Well, my business completely exploded. So within months, I started getting leads from it. Within 6 months, that was where I was getting most of my leads. Within a year, I was so swamped, I had to staff up, and I hired a VA and then another assistant and then a showing assistant and then a buyer's agent and then another buyer's agent. And now I'm hiring a listing specialist. So literally from June of 2017 until now, I went from being brand new in my market where nobody knew me to having a team and so much business coming in that we just can't handle it all ourselves. And with literally almost $0 of ad spend. It's pretty amazing. So this is my life today. I do not have to cold call ever. I don't buy leads. The only ads I really run are, hey, we have a new listing, or, before all this craziness happened, we're going to have an open house on Saturday from 1 to 3. You should come. And these are the type of leads that I get. They're amazing because they say, are you able to be our realtor? They don't say, I'm interviewing 3 different agents and you're one of them, and I'm looking for whoever's going to do it the cheapest. Or if they're a buyer saying, are you going to match the rebate that Homes for Heroes gives me? They don't do that. They have already chosen you. They've already seen your value. They like you. They trust you. When they send you this email, they're ready to hire you. They're not interviewing anybody else. They don't try to cut back on the commission. And did I mention that YouTube is free? So this is my favorite type of lead gen strategy ever. So let's talk about secrets to making videos that will actually get your phone to ring, because that's the goal, right? Secret number 1, your videos do not need to look like they were professionally filmed. And this is what, whenever I tell people I make video, the first thing they often ask is like, who's your videographer and how much do they charge? That's not what I'm talking about. So when you see those really highly produced listing videos online, yes, they're beautiful. Yes, they cost thousands of dollars most of the time if these people hired a really good video production company, but that is not necessary. I'm not talking about listing videos for $1 million home. I'm talking about a video where you are on camera talking to your prospects. They're getting to know you, and you don't need to hire anybody to do this, and you don't need to have fancy equipment. You just need to be real, relatable, friendly, competent. And when you show up that way on camera, people are going to call you. So I believe in doing it with as little gear as possible. If you've got a smartphone that was within the last couple of years, the camera on that phone is amazing. I got an iPhone 11 Pro for Christmas. The camera on that sucker is a bazillion times better than any camera from like 5 years ago. So you've already got the smartphone. You might as well use it, right? If you want to sit at your computer and use the webcam, you could do that too. I do recommend that you have an external microphone, and it doesn't have to be an expensive mic. So if you're going to film with your phone, you get one that plugs into the headphones jack, and it can be like a $15 microphone. If you're going to do it at your computer and you're using a webcam, I have one that plugs into the USB port on the back of my computer. And again, it's like a $30 microphone. It's not this super expensive podcast quality microphone. It's just better than what's built into the computer itself. You do want to have some decent lighting. So if you can face a window, natural light is your best friend, and it's very flattering. But if you record in your basement, or you're recording after the kids go to bed so it's dark outside, or it's just a stormy day and there's no light coming in, get a couple of lights. Like I'm talking a set of studio lights for $50 on Amazon, nothing super fancy. So, and then something to hold the phone so that it's not all wobbly. So by doing this, I make 1 video a week. I've been doing this now for 3 years. I learned that I could get a ton of leads with very simply filmed and edited videos that I made in my home office with very minimal equipment, no big fancy camera necessary. So you've already got a phone, you might as well use it. Go get yourself a $15 microphone and maybe a $50 set of lights if you can't use natural light. And this will be more than enough to start bringing you business. And Ashley said that she went to my channel and watched all my videos. She will tell you that they are not fancy. The editing is now much better because I'm not doing the editing, and I'll get to that later. During the Q&A, I'll tell you all about the editing situation. But most of them I film with my iPhone or my iPad and a very inexpensive microphone, a couple of lights, film them in my home office just because I don't want to do it at the office and have other agents there making a lot of noise in the background. And then they come look through the window and they try to make me laugh and try to make me screw up. So I just do it at home where I won't be disturbed. Right now, I just wait till the kids go in the room and start playing the Xbox and I yell, I'm going to be recording, be quiet for 20 minutes, and hope that they do. But you know what? If they hear the kids jumping around upstairs, so be it. We're all in the same boat. And I think people are going to be very forgiving of hearing children in the background because they know that we're all working from home. So this is just an example of how well this works. If you go on YouTube and you search Savannah, Georgia real estate, of the first 6 things that pop up, 5 of them are my team and me. So people come to YouTube, they do a search, they literally think that I'm the only agent in town because I dominate the search results. And let me tell you that it's very easy to dominate the search results when you have no competition and hardly anybody is on YouTube. And Dallas is a huge area. So if you don't have a ton of other agents doing this in your immediate area, it's going to be very easy for you to start showing up in the search results. Secret number 2, in order to attract leads like a magnet, you need to have a specialty. So the town that you live in is not your specialty, because that means that every agent in town has the same niche, right? I want you to figure out who would you like to work with the most. It could be a type of transaction. It could be a type of client. It could be a specific farm area. It could be interests that people have. But if you try to be all things to all people, you end up being nothing to no one, right? So I want you to niche down. When I got to Savannah, I decided that my niche was going to be military relocation. My husband was in the Air Force for many years. We're a military family. We shop at the commissary and all the things. So I figured I'm going to help people that are coming to Savannah that have never been here before. They don't know anything about it, and they're military people. So when I make my videos and I say, are you PCSing to Hunter Army Airfield? Or do you want to learn how to buy a home with your VA entitlement? The words that I use in my videos, they go, okay, she gets it. She's speaking my language. She's using the jargon. She knows the acronyms. She gets it. And that makes them think that I am the ideal person to help them when they're ready to do a transaction, right? So it's so much easier to pick a specialty and then become the go-to expert for that niche, rather than just try to help anybody that wants to buy or sell any type of property in my entire service area. It's definitely easier to have a specialty. So the coaching students of mine that all do this so well are the ones that are getting a ton of leads. So what type of niches could you have? These are just some things that I threw out there for this presentation. You could do probate sales. You could do, Irma, I need you to mute your phone, sweetie. Military relocation, millennial first-time buyers, empty nesters, marathon runners, dog lovers, beach houses, condos, whatever you decide your specialty is going to be, you are going to own that specialty and you are going to dominate that so that anybody that does a Google search, and remember, Google owns YouTube, so Google loves to have YouTube videos show up in the search results. You are going to be the person that shows up with a great big video answering their question when they do that type of a Google search. So it's the way to become the go-to person for the type of specialty that you want to have. And then secret number 3 is if you know what people are Googling, whether they're searching in Google or YouTube, before you even make the video, you're pretty much guaranteed to show up in the search results and people will watch that video. So the biggest mistake I see is when people don't really spend much time up front to figure out what their target audience wants to know about. So for example, if your target audience is going to be seniors that are downsizing, for example, it's empty nesters. They have a big house they want to sell. They're going to move to a single-story home where someone else mows the grass for them. And you're going to be trying to appeal to this specific demographic. You're not going to make videos about stuff that would be of zero interest to that person. You have to know what is of importance to them and what they want to learn. So how do we do that? It's just keyword research, and you can use any keyword research tool that you want. Uber suggests, I think they let you do a few searches for free before they try to hit you up to pay for it. Keywords Everywhere is only $10 for 100,000 search credits. There are other tools out there that are completely free, but most of them are relatively inexpensive. So I typically use Keywords Everywhere. I'm perfectly happy to pay $10 and have that last me for 6 months at a time. But here's an example. If you lived in Florida, I think Eglin is like Pensacola, Florida area, and you said, I want to make a video for people that are PCSing to Eglin Air Force Base. What are they searching? So you go to Uber Suggest and you type in Eglin Air Force Base housing in the search results, or excuse me, in the search bar. And it says 880 people a month are Googling Eglin Air Force Base housing. That is something that they have raised their hands and identified the fact that they're moving to that area and they're going to need to find a place to live. This is somebody that has very high intent at needing a real estate agent to help them, right? And the SEO difficulty is only 17, with 1 being the lowest, 100 being the most competitive. It gets a 17, which is very low. So if you made a video talking about Eglin Air Force Base housing, and if they're going to live off base, they want to buy a house and they're going to use their VA loan to do that, you're guaranteed to get views on that video, because we know that 880 people a month are looking for it and it's not very competitive. So don't be like this guy. He made a really good video. It's called Real Estate Agent, Broker, and Realtor, What's the Difference? It's a very worthwhile topic, and we all know what the difference is. But the problem is the general public out there does not care. They are not Googling what's the difference between an agent and a realtor and a broker. They don't know what they don't know, so they're not Googling it. So don't spend all the time to make this awesome video and then get 14 views on it. Like, that's not going to do you any good. You want to make a video that you know people are going to watch, and then they're going to reach out to you when they're ready to buy or sell a house because they've gotten to know you and they see your value. So you can absolutely show up on the first page of Google search results for free. No pay-per-click ads. If you do the keyword research first, you make a video that starts showing up in the search results, people are clicking on it, they're watching it, they like it, they give it a thumbs up, they're engaging with the video. All of that sends more signals to Google of, hey, people really like this video. And how will you be rewarded? I just got a featured snippet on the first page of Google. So I don't know how many of you are bloggers or you know a lot about Google, but a featured snippet is freaking awesome. So my little YouTube video not only shows up on the first page of search results in Google for free, but it's giant. It's not a little tiny thumbnail. It's the great big box for the featured snippet. And all it is a video called Moving to Savannah. Why you would like it here. That's it. It's like a listicle. It's 10 reasons why Savannah is a cool place to live. And it's not a big sales pitch. I'm just talking about why I like it. And we have closed well into the 6 figures in commissions from this video alone that's now 3 years old. It's not even a new video. And I've never run an ad for that video. Now, my bonus secret is don't ask for the sale. And here is why. People don't go on YouTube to watch commercials. So if you make a video and all you're talking about is yourself and how great you are and you need to call me and I'd love to help you and here's my phone number and all that kind of stuff, it goes over like a lead balloon on YouTube. It just does not work. They go to YouTube because they want to be entertained. They want to learn something. They want to be inspired. They want to laugh. They want to be distracted from going on in the world right now. And if they watch your video and they get to like you, then they are going to call you when the time comes. So please don't tell them how long you've been in business and tell them all your designations and how you're a top producer and how you just put 3 deals in escrow last Thursday, because it comes across as bragging and trying to sell them something that they're not ready to buy. They don't care. They don't want to hear it. So don't do it. I learned that the less I talked about myself in these videos, the more that they would get to know me, like me, and trust me. I really feel like it lets their guards down. They let their walls down when they watch the video and you're just telling them what they wanted to know with no ulterior motive. Because when you don't ask them for the sale, they're like, oh, she's not trying to sell me anything. And then they're more receptive to what it is that you were saying in the first place. And then they say, oh my gosh, we love watching your videos. I've watched all your videos. I want you to help us when we buy a house. And they get to really relate to you and want to work with you. So people love to buy, but they don't want to be sold. So in your videos, offer them all kinds of helpful information, but don't ask them to call you. Don't say, you know, if you're thinking about selling your house, I'd love to talk to you. Just call me. Here's my phone number. You don't want to do that in your videos. You want to offer the information. And then at the end of the video, say, if you liked this video, you might want to watch this one next where I talk about blah, 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 blah. And then they go watch another video. We want to get them to binge watch your content. So now they watch the next one. You get more FaceTime with them. They get to know, like, and trust you even more. And when the time comes, they're going to remember that you were not ever trying to sell them anything, and they're going to reach out to you. So in a nutshell, we talked about how you really don't need big fancy equipment. You just need your phone and the bare minimum essentials. You do need to pick a specialty. I really don't care what your specialty is, but pick one. And if multiple people in your market are all making videos, if you all have a different niche, then you're not really competing against each other. There's room enough for there's enough business for everybody in the entire Dallas market. Like, I don't care what you say, you'll never get 100% of the market share, and you don't have to. Your city is so big and there are so many different people looking to buy or sell in your market. You can choose your area of expertise and focus on that alone. Now, that doesn't mean you'll never get any other business. So remember, I said I was focusing on buyers that were moving into Savannah that were in the military. The very first lead I got was a listing who was not in the military. So let that sink in. It doesn't mean that no one else is ever going to hire you. It just means that when you have a focus for your channel, you know who you're talking to, you will attract those people, but it also makes it easier for you to come up with content ideas of what am I going to talk about in this video? But you will still attract other people too, because if they stumble across your video and they watch it and they like your personality, they're still going to hire you, even though, you know, if your niche was seniors who are downsizing, it might be, you know, a move up buyer in their 40s, but they watched your video and they got to know you, so they like you. And then we talked about keyword research, why that is the key. I watched somebody's video this morning and the title of the video was like, STR episode 1 Tampa. I'm like, what does that even mean? So he was doing kind of a vlog style video, and he thought he would name all of the episodes, episode 1, episode 2. The problem is nobody is ever searching for that, so he's never going to show up in the search results. You need to give that video a title that supports what it is that they are searching for. And then the bonus secret of don't sell in your videos, just try to be helpful, try to be nice, try to be friendly so that they get to know, like, and trust you. So having said all that, let me ask you a question. Are you ready to start doing this? Because I am telling you right now that it works. Making videos for YouTube is the fastest way to become a celebrity personal brand and attract a steady stream of new clients. I know a lot of people that's put their videos on Facebook, and Facebook is awesome for top of mind awareness and branding, but people don't go to Facebook to look for real estate agent. They go or to real estate information. They go to Google. So why not put your video where the people are actively searching for it instead of it just popping up in their timeline? I'm telling you, when you put it on Google and YouTube, people are hunting for the information, so give it to them. So maybe you want to start doing this, but you're just not sure if you can make it happen all by yourself. I get it. So I created a little something for you guys. Now I want to say that it's not going to work for you if you're absolutely petrified at the idea of being on camera. We're all nervous about being judged. No, we don't want to have trolls say mean things about us. But if you just can't get out of your own way and record a video, then the strategy is not going to work for you. If you're somebody that will study this forever and never take action, if you're one of those people that are like, oh, I saw you at family reunion last year, and you still haven't made a single video, that's probably not going to work for you either. Like, you have to actually take the action in order to see results. And if you are very, very tech challenged, you got two options. You either got to learn how to do it, or you got to hire somebody to do it for you. And I'm totally okay with you hiring it out. If you don't want to learn editing, go to Fiverr, pay $15 and have somebody edit the video for you. If you don't want to make your thumbnails and your channel art, go to Fiverr or hire a VA and let them do it for you. But if you want to save the money, you're going to have to learn how to do it yourself. But this is perfect for you if you figure, hey, if she can do it, I can do it. I mean, I'm not young. I'm 51 now, and I'm on screen and I'm letting people see my gray roots and my laugh lines. And you know what? I look like what I look like. And if you don't like me, that's fine. I don't need to work with every single person in my market. Go hire somebody else. But when I put myself out there, the people that like my personality, that are attracted to me, are the ones that call me. And hey, I only want to work with people I like anyway, right? If you're willing to make one video a week, I'm not talking about daily live streaming. I'm not talking about 15 Instagram stories a day. Just make one video a week. I promise you, if you are consistent making one video a week, you will see results. And if you're willing to cut yourself some slack, because I'm telling you, we all stink at the beginning. Everybody on YouTube was not good. We were not good at the beginning. But how did we get better? Because we do it every single week. And by the sheer repetition, you're bound to improve, right? So can I tell you what this little thing is? I have a 5-day masterclass called Turn Subscribers into Sales. It's totally free. What it is you log in, and on day 1, you watch video, and then you do what it says. And on day 2, you get a new video and you do what it says. This was one that I did live on Facebook in my Facebook group, and I just recorded it. So now it's available on demand, because otherwise you'd have to wait a couple of months until I do the next one. So this way it's all pre-recorded, but it's on demand, and that way you can watch it at your leisure. And it's a free 5-day interactive masterclass on how you can set up your YouTube channel for success, so that all you got to do then is start making videos to put on said YouTube channel. And you can do this without spending any money on ads. And you can even do it if you're a brand new agent. So if you have not even sold a single house yet because you're brand new, you can still make videos about the areas where you live. You can talk about moving to Savannah, 10 reasons why it's awesome. Living in Savannah, what's it like here? What's the cost of living in Savannah? You can make tons of videos about your own area just like that without ever having done a transaction. And you will still be seen as an authority in your area, because you don't have to tell them you haven't sold a house yet, right? For those of us that are older, man, that was my biggest fear my first year in business. What will I say if anybody asks how long I've been doing this? And I would just say, oh, it feels like it's been forever, and then change the subject, right? We don't tell them, oh, you'll be my first deal ever. So it's really that simple. This is what my channel looks like now. That channel art at the top, I didn't make that. I hired that out on Fiverr. It was $10. And we've got over 7,000 subscribers now. We get a boatload of business. I was going to say something very off color, but I remembered we're recording this. We get a boatload of business from our YouTube channel. And now my team makes the videos with me. So it's not all me. I make one, then Nicole makes one, then Dawn makes one, and we divvy it up. So once you start really making this work for you, if you get people to help you, then it takes more of the load off too. So if you want to sign up for that, it's again completely free. Go to youtubeforagents.video/masterclass. And I will copy that and put it in the chat so that I don't have to stay on the screen forever. And thank you very, very much, Ashley, for inviting me to be here. This was a lot of fun. I'm going to stick around and answer as many questions as you have, because I know you've got a lot. So
Karin, it says it says the link's been deleted or suspended.
What? Hold on.
Say it again. YouTube for Agents.
YouTubeforagents.video/masterclass. I just went there and it worked for me.
Oh, look, I said Master Glass.
That's why. You can't have a typo. Okay, but I'm going to put it in the chat right now, the masterclass. Okay, cool. YouTubeforagents.video/masterclass. It was really fun. I did it live. Oh, when did I do it? I can't remember. I do it about every 3 months on Facebook, and we usually have hundreds of people join us. And it's really fun because on day 1, we pick our niche. And then on day 2, we make our channel art. And then on day 3, we talk about keyword research. And then on day 4, we do something. On day 5, we do something. And that way, like you're setting your channel up so that it's gonna work if you start making the videos to put it on the channel. So Ashley, do you want to be the moderator and go through the questions and just yell them out at me so I don't have to go through one at a time?
Absolutely. Or, or if someone just wants to take themselves off mic and ask the question, we can do that too.
That is totally fine. If you just want to unmute yourself and ask a question, I'm good with that.
Yes. Okay. Who wants to go first?
Hi, Karen.
I've got a question.
Okay.
So how do the people get in touch with you if you're not giving them your information?
So at the end of the video, I always have a very clear call to action. And my call to action is either watch another video or go get this free thing that I'm offering. So for example, if I make a video about PCSing to Hunter Army Airfield, at the end of the video, I might say, so now you know everything you ever wanted to know about Savannah. Would you like to get a copy of my relocation guide? Click this link, go download my free reload guide. Or
Gotcha.
get my VA buyer's guide, everything you needed to know about buying your first home using your VA entitlement. Click this link, go get my free guide. So I make it in Canva. It's nothing super fancy. You go into Canva and I pick one of their templates and then I make it and I save it as a PDF. I put it on my website and I password protect it. So they have to give me their name, their email, and their phone number in order to download it.
Not a fabric, because I mean, you might be able to get one or two done. That's it.
Where is a safe place to find music?
I get it from YouTube for free. So when you log into your YouTube channel, on the left-hand side at the bottom, it's called Audio Library. And you click on that and all of the music in there is completely free to use. And then you can just browse on genre. Do you want it to be pop or rap or classical? Do you want it to be happy and uplifting? Or do you want it to be like punk rock? You just you do a search based on what it is, the mood that you're looking for, and then you download it and you upload it into your editing program. Or you can buy it. I mean, there are websites like Epidemic Sound, SoundCloud, Audio Hero, Audio Jungle, but those are all, you have to pay for them. So you either pay for each piece of music individually or you pay a subscription fee.
Or just push the second button.
But
Second
I'm
button.
perfectly happy to get it from YouTube for free.
Karen, do you do anything like outdoors, or do you simply just do everything in your home office, or do you do funny stuff, informative stuff? Do you have backgrounds? I'm sorry, it's a lot of questions, but I'm just trying to give it from the perspective of what is the viewer seeing?
So a lot of my videos are funny. I like to think that I'm hilarious. My husband's like, I don't think you're quite as funny as you think you are. But I always try to be funny in my videos because that's just my personality. And I like people that also have a sense of humor. So for instance, the welcome video on my homepage was a parody. You know, when you see these very polished listing videos and they pull up in front of the $1 million mansion, they get out of their Ferrari and it's all in super slow motion and they're wearing a $1,000 suit. And I said to my husband, I'm going to film that and you're going to film it with my phone and I'm going to pretend to trip when I get out of the car. So I got out of the car and I tripped myself on purpose, and it was so convincing that I face planted in the middle of my driveway. My shoe flew off, everything flew out of my purse. Like, it was awful. And he just kept filming because I had told him I was going to pretend to trip. So he kept filming because he didn't know that I actually fell down. And after a few seconds, he said, oh my God, are you okay? And I left that in the video because it was so dang funny. So now when people see that video and they call me, they're like, oh my gosh, I love that you left that in. I just love that you don't take yourself too seriously. I love that you have a sense of humor. If they don't have a sense of humor, they're not going to think that that was funny and they're not going to call me. And I'm totally okay with that. So yes, I try to be funny. A lot of them are filmed in my home office, but if I do a neighborhood tour, I go to the neighborhood and I just have a little, like an Osmo Mobile 2 gimbal. It's not even a new one that holds my phone. I go to the neighborhood, I get out of the car and I stand in front of the sign. And I'm like, hey everyone, today we're at Godley Park Station and I'm going to show you what it looks like here. Let's go take a tour. And I drive through the neighborhood at like 2 miles an hour with the selfie stick sticking out my window, filming what the houses look like, and I narrate. So this is what the neighborhood looks like. Look at this community pool. Isn't it awesome? Oh, look at the playground and all the kids are out playing. And you can see that the average house size is like a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,800 square feet to 2,500 square feet. the median house price is. This is how long it takes to sell in here. This is how much the HOA fees are, whatever. So yeah, I go back and forth between filming in my office and filming out on location, but I'm not a vlog in public kind of gal. Like I don't do that. I don't go to a restaurant and I've got my selfie stick and I'm recording myself having lunch. I don't do stuff like that because that makes me very, very self-conscious. If you want to, more power to you, but I don't really do stuff like that.
So
Karen?
we got a question. Someone asked if it would be possible for you to show a video. Would it be easy for you to screen
Of course.
show?
All right, let me go find one that is a good representative.
I love all your videos. And yes,
Which one do you think would be good to show? Do you have a preference?
oh my gosh, no.
Okay. Do you want to watch the one where I fell down in the driveway?
Everyone, of course, is like, yes.
Yes. Okay. So let me come back here.
It probably would make an episode of ridiculousness, right?
And
Out there, watch that show.
And so this one is the welcome to my channel video. It's the very first thing people see when they arrive on my channel. And before it used to be like, hi, I'm Karin Carr. I've been a real estate agent for 14 years, blah, blah, blah. And I met Steve, what is his last name from Bomb Bomb? I'm totally going to butcher his last name. Passanelli, Steve Passanelli. I met him at a real estate conference and he said, I love your channel. Can I give you some constructive feedback? Your welcome video talks all about you. Why don't you make a new one where you're telling what's in it for the viewer to watch instead? And I was like, you know, that's a really good piece of advice. So I got home and I was thinking, okay, I need to record a new channel trailer and what will it be? And then like one day, you know how you're struck with inspiration. I was like mowing the lawn or whatever and had this idea. And so this is what it ended up being. So let me make it larger. And here's what it is. Oops, I have it on mute.
I've been a real estate agent for 14 years. I've sold more than $50 million worth of properties. I have so many designations, I can't even remember what they all are. I'm a GRI, a military residential relocation specialist, a PDQ 247, a 35947 ABQ. Hello, yes. No, I agree with it. Aren't you impressed by my fancy suit? Aren't you impressed when I drive up in my luxury European SUV? Doesn't all of this just make you want to hire me to sell your house? No, it doesn't. Because this channel should be all about you, not all about me. On this channel, you'll learn relocation tips, all about moving to Savannah, various neighborhoods, and things you can do to sell your house faster and for more money. Because let's face it, that's what you want. Our goal is to make you a real estate expert too. So watch, comment, laugh, and subscribe.
Hey, I'm Dawn. I'm Nicole.
And I'm Karen.
And
We are Georgia Coast Homes.
And so that is our channel trailer. And I freaking love it. I love that it makes people laugh, but it tells them what's in it for them. Why would they want to subscribe to the channel? And you can see like all of that was filmed with my phone. None of it is fancy. And nobody has ever said, you know, I almost hired you, but I find your production quality to be lacking. Like that just doesn't happen. So I don't worry about it.
Karen, can I ask you a quick question?
Yes.
Okay, so in growing your audience, do you also put certain words in your descriptions or hashtags in your descriptions? Or you mentioned that in the actual video you say words that trigger people, but what is your strategy in that part of it? Like your title, your description, all that?
Once I figure out what that keyword is going to be, because I've done the keyword research, it goes in all of those places that you said. It goes in the title, it goes in the description, it goes in the tags, I say it in the video. I am trying to give the YouTube algorithm as much information as to what that video is about as possible.
And do you link it to your other social medias or your websites like Instagram or other Twitter, stuff like that?
So here's my thought on that. Every social media platform is totally different, and not nobody, but very few people are going to Instagram to look for real estate information. They like to look at the pretty pictures, but when they're ready to buy or sell, they're not looking for somebody on Instagram. So I really don't. I mean, I make my video, I put it on YouTube, I share it to my Facebook page, I share it to Pinterest, I put it on Google My Business. But that's pretty much it. I don't take the video and like repurpose it for 15 different platforms. I do have it embedded on the first page of my website. So when you come to my homepage, there's a little box with where the video goes. And every time I upload a new video, it gets automatically updated for me so that I don't have to every Monday go pick the video and embed it in my website. So I do that. But honestly, I'm relying on the Google and YouTube algorithm to show my video to the people that are out there looking for that information.
So do you feel like websites for realtors are really dinosaur compared to YouTube, or do you still utilize your website?
I love my website. I think the reason that I've been able to dominate Google so much is that I have a Google website and a YouTube account, and then the two of them are married together. So you have your video showing up in a blog post or showing up in an article on your website. I wholeheartedly recommend having not only a website, but a website that you owned that is not given to you by your brokerage.
So it's that Google business website. Is that what you use?
I see Sarah giving me the preach, sister. Yes. You do not want to just use a website that your brokerage gave you, because nobody ever plans to switch companies. But then when you do, you've lost everything that you did because it's on a platform that you don't own. Whereas if you have your own website, I really don't care even what it is. You can go build your own on WordPress for all I care. But it's yours and you can take it with you wherever you go and nobody can take it away from you. I'm sorry, I totally went off on a tangent. Edie, what was your question?
No, that was it. If you think that the website is a powerful source of leads compared to what YouTube and social media platforms are.
Well, they work together. So I make the YouTube video and then I say, hey, would you like this free resource? Go download it. They go to my website to get the free thing. They fill out the form. They can't do that on YouTube. There's no like lead gen feature of YouTube. So they go hand in hand. They watch the video on YouTube and then I drive them to my website to capture their information. It doesn't have to be a website. It could just be a landing page solution. There are plenty of them out there like Lead Pages and Instapage, and even MailChimp has free landing pages. But you want to put the thing that you're offering in a place where they've got to put in their information in order to get it, because then they go into your CRM, it starts an auto follow-up campaign. But then the coolest part is that when I call them and I'm like, hey, Joe, I saw that you just downloaded my relocation guide. Are you thinking of moving to Savannah? This is how the conversation goes. Oh my God, you're famous. I can't believe that you're calling me. Holy cow. Hold on, I got to go get my wife on the phone. Like, Lois, I'm talking to Karin Carr on the phone. They act like I'm a freaking celebrity just because they've been watching my YouTube channel. And it's hysterical. And in the first many times that it happened, I would put my phone on mute. And I'm like, oh, like, this is so surreal. I can't even believe that they think that. But that's how it goes. That's what Ashley said to me when I called her. She filled out the form on my thing. I called her. She was like, oh my God, I can't believe I'm talking to you. And it's like, not only is it incredibly flattering and a huge ego boost, but then when you say, I would love to help you, here's my exclusive agreement to sell your house. I would like you to sign it, please. And oh, by the way, here's how much I charge. They say, do you prefer black pen or blue? Like, they don't say, ooh, yeah, that doesn't really work for me. Or I'm talking to other people first. I'll let you know next week. They're ready to sign.
Hey, Karen. Hey, I noticed on your channel, you said you drop videos every Monday.
Yes.
Is that the best day through study, or is that just the day that works for you?
That is just the day that works for me. So when I started the channel, I thought, okay, what day do we never seem to have meetings? And it was Thursday. So I thought, okay, I'll send the kids off to school. I'll get all camera ready. I'll turn on the lights. I'll set everything up. I'll record on Thursday. Then that would give me Friday, Saturday, Sunday to get it edited and make a thumbnail. And then I'll post it on Monday morning at 9 a.m. In retrospect, that's got to be the worst day and time to post ever because people are just getting to work. And I hope they're not sitting around watching YouTube videos. But that was what I chose. And so I've never changed it. And I have 7,000 subscribers. So obviously it's worked just fine. I really think that people go online and they search for the information whenever they're searching for it. So it's not like they're only searching Monday morning at 9 a.m. When they do the Google search is when the video is suggested of, hey, you might like to watch this. So you can do research and find out the best day and time to post, but it has not harmed me by posting Monday mornings.
And I plan on watching your videos, and this will probably answer, but do you ever hit them up, say, if you like what I'm saying, hit subscribe, or do you have your contact information? I didn't see that at the end, like your phone number, or they've just got to go search you out to find you?
No. In the description box below the video, I have all my contact information. In the About section of YouTube, it has all my contact information. And in the video, I say, welcome back to my channel. I'm Karin Carr. I'm a realtor in Savannah, Georgia with Keller Williams Coastal Area Partners. That's it. Like, I don't go any more than that. I don't put my phone number on screen or anything like that. I used to say, if you're new here and you want to learn about all things Savannah real estate, you really should hit the subscribe button because I put out new videos every Monday. But I listen to a lot of podcasts, and I was listening to a podcast recently where he said, we analyzed our account, and when we asked people to subscribe, we actually lost subscribers. So we stopped asking people to subscribe, and lo and behold, we got new subscribers. And I thought, that's interesting. So I kind of stopped doing it as well. And when I look at my analytics, 80% of my views come from people that are not subscribers. And I'm getting leads every single day. So just because you don't have a lot of subscribers does not mean that people are not watching. The key seems to be getting them to binge watch. So if they watch one video and then they watch another video and then they watch another video, they'll reach out to you even though they never hit the subscribe button. So you just got to work on getting people to stay on your channel for a long time.
And last one, I promise. Do you find yourself going back and analyzing the views you're getting and saying, hey, I'm getting more views on this kind of stuff?
Always. The analytics tab is a gold mine of information. So for example, I sat down and was reviewing my analytics pretty early on. I think I'd made like 10 videos at that point. And the moving to Savannah video was far outperforming everything else. So I said, I should make another video on that same topic. So I called it Living in Savannah, What I Love and What I Hate. And then I did one about the cost of living. And then I did one about retiring to Savannah. So I found that that's what was getting a lot of traffic. So I started making more content like that. Later, I saw that the ones on new construction were getting a lot of views. So I told my team, let's make a whole playlist about buying new construction because those are getting a lot of views. So yes, if you go look at your analytics, you'll see exactly what people are watching, what people like, and then make more videos like that.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
I would like to ask, do you have a limit of time, the length limit?
Well, there is no length limit, but I would say your minimum length of a video should be about 4 minutes long. People think that shorter is better. Not the case for YouTube. YouTube likes longer content. The best performing video on my channel is 10 minutes long. So if you can make a video that is very interesting and engaging and you will keep their attention and it's 7, 8, 9 minutes long, YouTube loves that and they will promote that video and it will show up higher in the search results and all of the things. So don't feel like you need to make a video that's a minute long because it's not social media. This is different. YouTube likes longer content.
Okay, thank you.
You
Karen,
bet.
my broker provides us with a YouTube channel, each agent. Would you not use that?
I would not.
Really?
Say you don't have any control over it. It's not your channel. B, if you leave, you're not going to be part of that channel anymore. And C, you don't really have any control over the content or how it's being presented. Like, go make your own channel.
Okay.
Yep.
Karen, I have a question. My name is Laura.
Hello.
So is there anything that we need to stay away from when doing YouTube channels? Is there anything that's like a big no-no with YouTube?
No, not really. Just, you
No.
know, don't make any videos that violate fair housing laws. And that's pretty much it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like everybody always wants to know where are the best schools, but we're not supposed to tell people where the best schools are. So I did a video called like Effingham County Schools, and I tried to be very tongue-in-cheek about it and say, I'm not allowed to tell you where the good schools is, but I can tell you a website where you can go do your research, and then you tell me what school districts you're interested in, wink, wink. And so I tried to, you know, be humorous about it and show them where you can find the information to do your own research. And then you tell me where you want to live. We can do it that way.
Okay.
And that's it. I mean, you can't do anything that's going to promote violence and hate and that sort of thing, but we wouldn't do that anyway. So,
right.
Yeah, I can't think of anything else.
I have a question. This is Amy. In addition to all of this great information that we're putting on our channel, what are your thoughts on doing open houses there? So if we're doing like a live video or something in that matter, what are your suggestions on that?
The videos about listings are the least viewed videos on my channel. If you want to do them, go for it. But people are not going on YouTube so they can watch listing tours.
That's good. Cool.
Yeah. So, I mean, I still do them because I'm trying to promote my listing and I'm trying to make my seller happy, but they're not going to bring you leads because the people watch the video and either they like the house or they don't like the house, but it's not endearing them to you unless you're in the video and you're talking and all that kind of stuff, but they're not. I don't know, just like when I look at my analytics, the videos about specific homes for sale are way, 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 way down on the list as far as view count.
And when you do videos on YouTube and you have great content, do you share that to Facebook and Twitter? And
I share it out to Facebook, but that's about it. Like because again, people are not on Facebook like, honey, this is the year we're going to buy our first house. I know, let's go to Facebook and do some research. That's not where they go. So I do share it there just to have a presence there, but I don't get leads that say, I saw your video on Facebook and then I went to your YouTube channel and watched the video. They say, I found you on YouTube or I found you on Google. So that's where I literally do one thing. I make YouTube videos. I put them on YouTube. Yeah, I share them a few other places, but I concentrate on YouTube and man, it's working like a charm because that's where people are looking for the information. They're going to Google. Sometimes they go to YouTube, but they're looking on, well, so let me back up. I'm getting all ahead of myself. They do a Google search. A YouTube video shows up in the search results and they watch it. So now because they were on YouTube and they've watched a video about, I don't know, the cost of living in Dallas, how much does it cost to live there? The next time they go to YouTube, the YouTube algorithm knows what they've watched in the past. And so it's going to suggest, hey, you might like watching this video. Because you watched that one last Thursday, you might like this one now. So they might click on it just because it showed up on their homepage, even though they weren't actively searching for it. They've expressed interest in that topic before. So the YouTube algorithm says, watch this next, right? Just like when you go on Netflix and it's saying, because you've watched this, this, and this, you might like these shows instead. It's the same idea.
Fabulous. Thank you.
Yeah, you bet.
Hey,
Do
Karen.
you use a selfie ring or selfie stick? Any of that kind of thing?
So I have, I don't know how well you can see it. So I've got the big old ring light on a tripod that I use a lot of the time. And then I also have a little teeny tiny one that sits on your desk. So it's the same thing, but this is the width of my hand. And this one back here is like 18 inches around. This one is cool because it sits right on your desk. Where's the camera? So it sits right on your desk. You put your phone in here. This thing lights up. And that way you can just put it right on your desk and it's only, you know, a foot or two away from your face. And that little tiny thing was like $30, $29 or something on Amazon. That's not very expensive. So I like that because it's kind of all in one. The only thing that it doesn't have is the microphone, but it's got the tripod, it's got a place to hold the phone, and it's got the light.
Thank you.
Yeah, but right now I'm just facing the window in my office. My computer is on my desk, which is facing the window. And if I just open the blinds, it's usually enough light coming in that it's like, okay, good. I don't even need to worry about lighting.
Karin, what was the keyword research website you were using?
In the demonstration, it was called ubersuggest.com. But the one that I use more often that I really, really like is called keywordseverywhere.com.
Not you said.
Yep. And it's $10 for 100,000 search credits. And I bought it in October and I just ran out of search credits like last week. So that was, 6 months for me. And I use it all day long, every day, because when I'm critiquing my coaching students, I'm sharing a screen with them on Zoom and we're doing the keyword research together. So that was with massive use. If you're just using it for personal use, it'd probably last you for a year.
Hey, Karin, I just want to say go Air Force.
Yay, go Air Force. Although my daughter is in 9th grade and she's in the junior ROTC and she wants to be Navy. And we're like, oh, no, that's a dirty word. You can't do that. Don't you want to go in the Air Force?
Send her to the academy. My son just graduated last year. So.
Really?
Yeah.
Yep, she wants to be a Navy SEAL of all things. I'm like, where did that come from?
Let her go, Mom. Let her go.
Oh, no, she's a badass.
Nice. Karin, we've had a couple of questions about editing. They want some tips on editing.
I'm surprised.
That's a big thing.
Long. Okay, so editing. When it comes to editing, my theory is that it just needs to take out all of the long pauses, take out all of the mistakes, keep it moving along so it's very fast paced because people just don't have an attention span anymore. We all got ADD. And if you are like, hey everyone, I'm Karin Carr. And then there's a big long pause. I'm a real estate agent here in Savannah. And there's a big long pause. They're going to leave. So we want to keep it moving along as quickly as possible. Then we want to give them other things to look at just besides your face on the screen the entire time. So if you're talking about a neighborhood, you show footage of the neighborhood. And if you're talking about the pool, you show the pool. And you have graphics that pop up on screen with numbers and statistics or whatever it is you want to have. So when I started making videos, I knew nothing about editing. I have a Mac and it came with iMovie for free. So I just Googled like iMovie for beginners and I watched a boatload of tutorials and I learned how to use iMovie. Eventually I got to the point where I hired a virtual assistant in the Philippines. She charges me $2.50 an hour to edit. Her editing is 1,000,000 times better than anything I could do on the best day of my life. And I pay her $50 a week for 20 hours of her time. Totally worth it in my opinion, because now all I do is record the video, send her the file, she does all of the editing and sends it back to me when it's done. It's like the best use of my money ever, because now I have all this extra free time to make another video or to be meeting with these clients face to face, because it got to the point where I was getting so many clients and I was spending so much time out running around all day that I'd get home at 6 or 7 o'clock at night and be like, oh my God, I haven't even recorded a video for Monday. I gotta do it. So by outsourcing the editing, best thing ever. If you don't want to like have a dedicated person, there are 1,000,000 people on Fiverr that are like, I'll edit your video for $10. Sold. Here you go. Here's my logo. Here's the thing. Use these colors. Take out the part at the 7-minute mark where I was rambling about whatever. And then they just do it and send it back to you. It's great.
We have any recommendations on how, because for the people who haven't maybe ever gone onto Fiverr, sort of the process or steps you went through to find, sort of the right person to do the editing for you?
That's a great question, because a lot of people say they have a hard time on Fiverr finding somebody good. And I'm like, I haven't had that experience. What I did was I went to Fiverr, and after you create your account, when you log in the upper right-hand corner, there's a little picture of you. It's like your avatar. You click on that and it says something like post a request. So I made a post. I basically made a job offering where I said, hey, I make a video every single week. I want to find a person that's going to edit all of my videos so I don't have to find somebody different every week. I will give you the raw footage. I will give you my intro. I will give you my logo. I want you to do all the editing. I want you to find the B-roll. I want you to make it look fabulous. How much would you charge me if you're doing all of my editing for me? And how long is your turnaround time? And then people submitted like offers to you. If I can do it for $50, I can do it for $10, I can do it for $250. I mean, it went from literally $10 to $250 and everything in between. And I also asked them to give me a sample of their work. So they would send you their proposal. You could go watch their videos. And if you were happy with it, then you just pick the one that sounded best to you. I picked this lady. I used her for months and months and months. But stupidly, everyone would say, who do you use for editing? And I gave them her name. And then she said, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so busy right now. I can't help you anymore. So that's when I went and got my own virtual assistant and said, I'll just pay you 20 hours a week so that you can do all of my videos for me. So when you find a good editor, don't give out their name, because then they'll become so busy they won't want to work for you anymore.
Someone else just asked about mics. What do you recommend for a mic?
I am the queen of buying gear, and then it ends up in like, remember the Island of Misfit Toys in that Christmas video? It's like the drawer of unused microphones. So the one that I like the most right now, it's not in this drawer. Where is it? Sit tight. Okay, this is the one that I really, really like for use with my phone. And it is called the Smart Mic Plus, and it looks like this. And you can get it on Amazon. It's not cheap. It's like $130, but it's a Bluetooth microphone, and it's really small, but it's wireless, and it has a little clip. So you literally just take it and you clip it on and you're done. And you can throw it in your bag or in your car, and it's always there. It's rechargeable. There's no cable, so you're not tripping over it and stuff like that. The first one that I got had a 30-foot cord, and it was great because it was like $12, and then it just plugged into the headphones jack of my phone. But then the cord like goes down to the floor and across and up, and it's always a giant tangled mess. It's like always in a knot in the drawer. So eventually I upgraded to that one, and I really like it because it just, the sound quality is amazing. It's good. So if you're going to make videos all the time, you can justify the expense because it's a business write-off. And then once you start closing deals, you're like, $130 for a microphone. I'll do that all day long because I just got a $7,000 commission check, right? So like I started with the cheapest stuff possible. And then as I started closing deals, I like upgraded. Like the ring light is probably $79. It's not outrageous, but I didn't have that at the beginning. I just faced a window.
So when you're sitting here at your computer, are you using something special for a mic?
So the one I have right now is this. It's basically like a podcasting microphone, and it just plugs into the USB port on the back of my computer. And I only did that because I do a lot of these Zoom interviews and my sound quality kind of sucked. So I said, all right, I should buy an actual one. My husband wants me to, like any of you guys that know gear, he's like, ooh, the Rode Podcaster mic is like $299. I'm like, $299 for a microphone? Are you kidding? This was $39. I've been using this one for a long time. I recorded the audio version of my book with this microphone, and I think it sounds fine. I don't really hear the difference. So as long as it's not real loud and echoey, I think it's good enough.
Awesome. Awesome.
Karen, I want to circle back to how long once they start making videos and putting them on, like what's the lead time so that they don't give up before it starts being effective?
Right. For me, I got my first lead in, sorry, about 3 months. However, I had been making videos before that and starting to get better. I just didn't have any schedule or consistency or anything like that. Most people, it tends to be between 3 and 6 months. If they're being very consistent, they're doing keyword research, and they're in a more highly populated area. I've had students that said it took them a whole year, but they live in rural Iowa where it's not like tons of people are flocking to move to Iowa. It took longer. But this one particular student I have, the first deal she got, they bought a $1.1 million house. I'm like, what do you get for $1 million in Iowa? That must be like a mansion in Malibu, right? So it can take longer. It just kind of depends on how consistent you are and how strategic you're using those keywords. But I would say 3 to 6 months is pretty typical.
I'm obsessed with that keywords everywhere tool. I just think it's just like the best. Would you mind maybe just giving like a little summary on, on what that is and how you specifically use it? Because I know when I've met with agents, that's what we tell them to do all the time.
Sure.
That it's not about, it's kind of like, this is how you can be very laser focused and sort of the sniper approach, right? You can figure out what people are already looking for and then make a video about that topic instead of trying to think about, oh, what am I going to make a video on? So just
exactly
plan.
Okay, so you can see my Google search bar, right?
Yes.
Can you see that? Okay, so I've already got the Keywords Everywhere plugin. It's just an extension for Chrome, and I think they have it for Firefox too. So if I typed in moving to Dallas, it shows up like this, and it says right here in this big green box, it gets 1,000 searches a month, and the competition is 0.21. So 1,000 people a month are Googling moving to Dallas. And on a scale of 1 to 100, it gets a 21 for the competition score, which is pretty low. I say 1 to 33 is low, 33 to 66 is medium, 66 and above is high. I never make a video that has high competition. There's no point making a video where you're going to show up on the 8th page of search results because no one will ever see it. If it has medium competition, I will consider it because my channel is now 3 years old and I've got a lot of authority in the eyes of Google and YouTube. But when my channel was new, that was out of the question. So only low competition. If I'm not going to rank for it, there's no point in even making it. So now you go, okay, well, let's say that moving to Dallas got nothing. Should I say moving to Dallas, Texas? What does that get? That one gets 390 searches a month, and the competition is 33. That's a great keyword. That's 390 people a month that are thinking about moving to Dallas, and they're looking for information, and the competition is very low. You could say something like, how much does it cost to build a house? Okay, that one gets 49,500 searches a month. That's way too competitive. But what if we said in Dallas? So you just kind of come up with the general idea of what the video will be about, and then you start typing stuff into the search bar until you find the perfect keyword that's getting a reasonable amount of searches a month. And by reasonable, I like between 100 and 1,000. It's enough that there's interest in the topic, but not so hard that you're not going to be able to rank for it. So that one still didn't really come up with anything. What about, look at this one, average cost to build a 1,500 square foot house. That one gets 110 searches a month, and the competition is low. It doesn't have anything to do with Dallas, but the Google and YouTube algorithms are very smart, and they know where we are located based on our IP address, and they know what you've Googled in the past and what you've read and what you've watched and engaged with and all that stuff. So if you are in, I don't know, Detroit, and you Google this and you watch the video, the YouTube algorithm is still smart enough to know, okay, well, that person may not be interested in this topic because they're not in Dallas, but somebody else might be. And so I don't worry about always having my area in the keyword itself. It's like the algorithm is pretty darn smart these days. So that's just how I use it. I come up with the idea of what is the general idea for the video, and then I start typing into the search bar, and I just go down and I look. And I'm like, ooh, that one gets 270 searches a month. The competition is medium. That's not so bad. Oh, how about this one? How much to build a house on my land? 1,300 searches a month, and the competition's only 0.37. And I just kind of do a little bit of research. In your keywords everywhere settings, you can say, I want you to highlight in bright green anything that is between 100 and whatever on the top, and the competition is this, so that when you do that search, everything that's highlighted in bright green is a good keyword for you to use. So that's just something I chose in my settings. You go up to your the extension icon on the thing, and you go to settings and you say, okay, I want you to highlight it in bright green. If it's more than 100, I did less than 10,000 again, because my channel has a lot of authority now in the eyes of YouTube. I mean, it's getting, I don't even know how many searches a month. It's you know, thousands and thousands of searches or views every single month. And so I said between 100 and 1,000, and I want the competition to be less than 0.35. It highlights it in green for me.
Karin, when you're saying keywords, are these keywords that you speak in your videos, or are these keywords that you use in the title of your videos, or what is the algorithm that you're searching for that is showing up in other people's searches?
Both. So the keyword is what somebody is going to type into the Google search bar or the YouTube search bar. So I'm going to use that keyword in my title, in my description, in my tags. I'm going to say it in the video. I'm going to tell the algorithm what my video is about, so that when somebody does a search, my video is going to show up at the top of the search results.
So when you say tag, is it
So
a hashtag?
Is it a what tag?
Is it a hashtag, or do you just...
No. Tags on YouTube are a little bit different. Tags are more like alternative versions of the keyword. So if my keyword were moving to Savannah, in the tags I would have moving to Savannah, Georgia, moving to Savannah, GA, living in Savannah, relocating to Savannah. They're all long tail keywords, if you know what that means. It's not like hashtag real estate. It's not like tags on Instagram. It's different.
Okay. Thank you.
You bet.
So how did you get into that keyword search just a second ago? I missed how you got onto that page.
You go to keywordseverywhere.com and you buy their plugin. You can buy the number of credits that you want, but 100,000 credits is $10. Once you pay your $10, it's a plugin for your browser. So now every time you go to Google and you do a search, it just automatically shows up.
We had a good question about subtitles, so people can see what you're saying if they have their sound turned off. Is that something that you do?
So that is up to the viewer. The viewer is watching on YouTube, and they can either turn the captions on or off. And so that's why I say the keyword in the video, because if they turn the captions on, I want that. It's like YouTube is transcribing the video for you. So yes, you want to make sure that you're saying your keyword in the video a couple of times, not like keyword stuffing over and over and over again, but once at the beginning, and then once in the middle, and then maybe once as you're wrapping up. Yes. So, but I don't embed the captions into the video so that they show up 100% of the time, because most people are watching on YouTube with the sound on.
Great question. Someone else was asking that they have a short video record time on their phone, and so was wondering if you used any other type of application to record your videos.
My phone has a short video record time. Get a new phone would be my response to that, because if I record a phone on my iPhone, it goes until I press stop. It records forever. So either you're running out of room because the capacity of your phone is just too small, or you've got a funky phone. You don't have to use a phone. You can use a camera. You can use a video camera or a movie camera or a DSLR. But I would say just probably upgrade your phone.
Awesome.
I do not use BombBomb for the people that asked. I don't. I tried it like 6 years ago. I had it for a whole year. I think I used it 3 times. So I just didn't. No, I don't do a ton of one-to-one video where I'm like recording a video specifically for Susie Smith, and then I send it to Susie Smith. I use Lion Desk for my CRM. So I can record those type of videos with Lion Desk as part of the CRM. So I don't pay extra for something like BombBomb. And I do have a video that I recorded that just says, hey, thank you so much for visiting our website. My name is Karin. I wanted you to put a face with the name. Somebody on my team is going to be reaching out to you shortly. Just wanted to say thanks again. And that video goes out as an autoresponder to every single lead that comes in through my website. But that's pretty much the only real video I do in my emails. Like I have a friend, a dear friend, who sends me a BombBomb video email every single time he emails me. And it's like, for the love of God, can you just send me a 1-sentence email? Does it have to be a 30-second video every time? So I kind of feel like if I feel that way, I wonder if our clients feel that way too. I don't know if they do, but so I send videos when it's appropriate, but not over and over and over again.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. These are such great questions.
Yes.
Do you have any other
Aww. Diana, thank you. She said, I think part of your success is that your personality and the pretty colors of your videos. So that's actually a very good point. We were talking about that before we started recording at the beginning. My walls used to be beige. And on the day before Thanksgiving, we just got a wild hair and decided to paint the office. And my husband said, why don't we use that color that's in your logo? And I was like, oh my God, it's really, really bright. I'm not sure if I like it. But after a while, it grew on me. And now that's my backdrop color and I love it. I want to stand out from the backdrop color. So I always wear like a contrasting color so that I will pop against the background. You want to be thinking of what's behind you as you're recording. So if it's like super, super busy and cluttered and there's stuff everywhere, you don't want to film there. Like find a place in your house if you're going to record at home. And it doesn't have to be anything fancy. Like see that little stool back there? It could literally be pointing at me sitting in that corner with maybe something pretty on the wall behind me or my, brokerage logo up there. It doesn't have to be big and fancy, but it needs to be eye-catching and not pull the focus away from you. And then film like all of your videos there. So there's consistent branding in your videos, like you're always in the same spot, except when you're out and about in a neighborhood or something. But yeah, like I wouldn't have a bookcase behind me that was overflowing with books. I would have the bookcases that look like they're in a model home where they're all staged with the little plant and the little ampersand sign and that kind of stuff. And that would basically be my set, if you will. It's not how we live in real life, but that's part of the movie set. It's just like staging for your videos.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anyone else have any last final questions? Angel, yes? Oh, we can't hear you. Cannot hear you. Can you type in the chat? Nope. No sound.
That's weird.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Okay, anyone else?
If you type it in the chat, I'll answer it. Let me see if there were any others.
I'm sorry. I saw her chat. What about interviewing experts on video?
That's a hard one because like I've done a lot of videos with my lender friends and they're not necessarily that comfortable on camera. And so if you're interviewing somebody that has the charisma of a wet dish rag, no one's going to want to watch your video. So be careful in who you invite to be interviewed. Make sure it's somebody that's got some charisma that will be interesting on camera. that not only is knowledgeable, but they're good on camera. I've done some tours where I went to the model homes and was like, hey, can I come interview you as the builder? What do you offer that is standard? It's not an upgrade. And like, I told them what I was going to ask them in advance, and they knew I was coming for a week. And oh my God, it was the most excruciating filming process ever, because this poor woman was terrified to be on camera. So if you want to interview somebody, just make sure that they're comfortable being on camera and that you think that they would be kind of charismatic. Otherwise, you could say, so tell me about the model home. And they'll say, well, our base model starts at $200,000. And then you're immediately going to cut away to footage of the model home. So we're not looking at them looking like a deer in the headlights on the video. So you can have them talking, and yes, they'll be on camera now and then, but a lot of the time it's going to be B-roll footage so that this poor person that's volunteered to be in your video doesn't look like they're petrified.
Great question. You know, a question I get a lot of times is, okay, so I'm starting my YouTube channel. Like, I'm brand new, I haven't done anything. How many videos should I have on there before maybe I launch my channel? You know, what would be sort of your advice on, you know, just getting that channel up and going before maybe you release it to the world?
I'd have 2. Like, I don't think you need to have this 3 months worth of videos or anything like that. But at the end of the video, you always, always, always want to have a call to action. And the call to action is not, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, give it a thumbs up. And if I can help you, please call me. We want the call to action to be, so if you liked this video about, I don't know, new construction, you might like this video next where I talk about new construction home loans. And then they go watch that video. So as long as you got 2, you can have the first video where you're driving traffic to the second video. And if you already know what those 2 videos are, when you film it, you say it, like the call to action at the end, you say it in your video. You can also record a bunch of generic calls to action. I did this a couple weeks ago where I said, okay, what are some good things I could say? And then I turned the camera on. And so I'm not wearing the same clothes and my hair looks different, but that's okay. Nobody cares. And I said something like, so if you're still here, or sorry, so if you liked this video, and I know you must because you're still here watching, you should watch this one next. And I didn't even say what the video was, but I'm just driving traffic to that. And then when you upload your video into YouTube, there's a place called end screens, and you'll learn what this is, but you say, okay, I'm going to put the video right here. And which video is it? And you pick from the list, I want it to be this one. And in the final 20 seconds of your video, you're telling them what you want them to do next.
Karin, I have a question. So do you suggest, I know that sometimes I'll watch a video where I'll see like what, like the meat of the video is at the beginning, and then it says keep watching, and then you go into the actual video. Is that just to keep people on the video longer? Like, what is the purpose of that?
Is that at the end of their video, or is that at the beginning of the video?
At the beginning.
Really? I guess they're trying to get you to watch the entire video, because the most important metric that YouTube looks at is watch time. So if you make a 10-minute long video and they watch 6 minutes of the video before they leave, 60% is a really, really, really good watch time metric. But if you make a 3-minute video and they watch 50% of it, they're only on your channel for a minute and a half. That's not as much watch time as 6 minutes on the longer video. So YouTube is looking at how long do they stay on the platform? Do they stay, like, do you bring them to YouTube and they stay and they watch a whole bunch of videos? YouTube is going to reward you by having you show up higher in the search results. So the longer you can keep people watching, the better you do in YouTube's eyes. Yep. So that must just be their strategy of like, and stick around till the end when I've got a special bonus tip for you. We do stuff like that too, just trying to get them to stay to the end.
Okay. Awesome. These are great. Anyone else? Okay.
Yeah, Brian said it's a content teaser. You're saying like, today I'm going to talk about the 5 reasons why blah, blah, blah. And if you stick around to the end, I've got a bonus tip for you. Yeah, you're teasing the content to get them to stick around longer.
Okay.
Nice.
Yep.
I have a question.
Yes.
So, Karen, I really, really love your branding, the colors, the words. Do you have any suggestions for me on how to brand myself, and what will be the to-go place to find that branding for myself?
So I would go on Pinterest and just Google like color schemes. And then when you find a color palette that you really like, you create a board and you just start pinning all of these examples. And then you can go on Fiverr, you can go on Etsy. I went to 99designs.com and said, I need a logo. And the thing I liked about 99 Designs is it's kind of like a contest. So you say what it is that you want, and then all of these people submit their concepts, and you just keep narrowing it down until you get to the winner. And it was really cool because you get like 99 people that say, here's my idea of the logo for the Georgia Coast Homes team. And you pick the one that you like the best. So like I gave them general ideas of, we live in a beach community. So I want it to be kind of beachy. I don't want it to be too informal, but I don't want it to be really elegant and fancy either. I want it to be kind of relatable. And these are the colors that I like because I wanted it to match my brokerage colors. I had a logo before that was turquoise and hot pink and bright yellow, but next to the Keller Williams logo, it looks so bad. So I said, okay, I need to pick new colors so that when they're side by side, they look nice together. But other than that, that was all the direction I gave them. And then they all submitted these things and I just picked the one I liked the best. So I really liked that. But you could go on, I mean, Etsy has some beautiful logo packages and you just pick the one that you like the best.
I have a quick question for you.
Yes.
If I'm on a team of wonderful women, and I don't know, should we have each of us have our own YouTube channel, or should we have it as a team, or both?
So I have mine as a team, and that way I do videos, Dawn does videos, Nicole does videos, but it's my team. And so all of those videos are on my channel. If you are a member of the team, I don't know. I don't know if you should have your own or not. I mean, if you're planning on staying with this team forever and ever and ever, then keep it all on the same channel. But
at that point, should we all have our own little niche then, instead of like one niche as a whole?
Oh, see, that's a good point. No, you don't. You can't have a channel that's trying to attract 4 different type of people. That's kind of like having 4 dogs and they're all running in the opposite direction. How do you chase them all at the same time? You can't. You need to pick one. So yeah, maybe you do have your own channels.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah.
Well, I do have another question, and that brings me to this. And I've been discussing this with Ashley as well. So I speak Spanish. So there's a big population here in Hispanic, and they don't speak English. And I also want to target people who speak English. So what's your suggestion about this?
There is a wonderful agent in Chicago on YouTube named Sonia Figueroa. I would go and look her up. She goes back and forth between English and Spanish. So she'll do a video today in English, but then the next one is in Spanish. And it's very obvious, even when she's speaking in English, that she has a Spanish accent. So people know that she speaks Spanish as well. I don't think she records every video twice, once in each language, but she seems to go back and forth on her channel. And to me, that sounds like a pretty great strategy. And then right on your channel banner, you could also say, "Se habla español."
Awesome. Okay, you guys have been amazing. Karen, you've been amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. This was just a dream come true, and maybe we'll be able to have you back. I just want to say a quick little send off for next week. For anybody who has not been in the class that we've been teaching on how to do a live virtual open house without being at the house, please be on the lookout for my next invite. That class has been doing really well, and we've had some agents actually putting it into practice, and it's going great. So definitely be on the lookout for that invite, because we want to help you guys stay engaged and help keep your listings on the market, get those sold, and keep your sellers happy. So Karin, thank you again so much for being with us. This was just awesome, and we're just incredibly grateful. So you guys have an awesome weekend, and we'll catch you guys next week.